Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in the series of tutorials on how to make an FPS in Unreal Engine 4. Today what we're going to be doing is improving character movement and just in general making the player look a lot nicer when they move around. So yeah, let's get into it. What we're going to start off by doing is right clicking, going to our animation and creating an animation blend space. Only a blend, not a blend space 2D, just a blend space. We're going to assign it to the SWAT underscore skeleton and or whatever skeleton you have, and we're going to call this walk underscore blend. And inside, what a blend space basically is, and as a clue in the name, is it blends between animations to create a smoother animation. So what we're gonna do, if your like axis settings look like this, just click on the little arrow here, and it'll bring them down. What we're gonna do, we're gonna name these something because it has an axis, it has an X and a Y axis. So on the horizontal axis, we're gonna name this direction. I'm going to do, the minimum is going to be minus 180 to 180 degrees. And then we're going to name this speed. And the minimum speed is going to be 0. And this is going to be 600. The maximum speed is 600. So, we have our animations in the asset browser over here. And if you can work it out, basically what we're just going to do is plop our idle aiming all across the bottom here. Like so. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put our walk in place, walk forward in place, right here. So as you can see, if you hold down shift and drag your mouse, we're basically going from idle to walking. It blends really nicely and such. And as you can see, this is when we up the speed. So we've got this. We've got it when we up the speed. We have a nice transition into our walking animation. But what if we go to the left or to the right, like in our direction? If we go to minus 90, sorry, in our direction, we want the character to walk left. And if we go to 90, we want the character to walk right. So in here, we're going to walk forward right in place and walk forward left in place, just like so. And then now, if we walk right, we go right. If we walk left, we go left. Perfect. You can save that. And now go into your character and in BP. So as you saw in last tutorial, what we did was plot this here just as a placeholder for, just for showing off purposes. Now what we're going to do, we're going to change that. So we'll delete that. And as you can see, if you can see in the asset browser here, we've got walk underscore blend. You can drag that in there like so. Now it's asking for two variables, the direction, which we set here, and the speed, which we set right here. So, hook up the variables, the corresponding variables, and compile, save, and play. And now, as you can see, we're walking left and we're walking right. But the animations don't look very smooth. We've got a lot of jitteriness, as you can see here. And, we want to change that. It doesn't look too nice. So, go over to your walk underscore blend and change, under the interpolation time, change that to 1. And basically, it's a 1 second delay between animations. It looks a lot smoother now, which is really, really good. Next thing we're going to do is add running. We'll add a run blend. So here we can go to animation, create a blend space, SWAT underscore skeleton, and we'll call this run underscore blend. Because we want to sprint. We want to sprint. So we'll do the same direction minus 180 by 180. Interpolation time is going to be 1 again. And this is going to be speed, with this being 0 and this being 800 this time. And the interpolation time is going to be 1 again. So we've got idle aiming here. As you can see, idle aiming, direction as well. There we go. And what we're going to do, we want run forward in place. There we go. We're running pretty fast there, just sprinting basically. And we're going to do the same, run forward left in place and run forward right in place. Just like so. Perfect. If you want to see the names, you can click on here. Run forward, left in place, run forward, right in place. I'll keep these up just to help you guys. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a transitionary rule. We're going to add a state, We'll call this run. And on the go back, we'll do that. Compile, save. Oh no, we need to have some conditionary rules, and we'll set those up in just a bit. But let's first hook up the run underscore blend, pop that in there, and hook up the corresponding variables, like so. Compile, save. But now we need to set up these corresponding variables. But you know, how do we do that? Because it won't work if we do it more than and less than 600, because that's our walk. And we want there to be a button to when we press it, so then we run. So what we're going to do in order to do that is go into your third person character, and as you can see under the variables here, we want to click add variable. And we're going to call this can sprint. That's cool. We now have a boolean to say can sprint as a transitionary rule. We need a button to say that we can turn this to true. So the way that we do that is, well, one way is you can do shift. You can just type in shift like that, pretty easy. But that's not a good way to do it, in my opinion, because you want names to those functions. So if you click on edit, go to project settings, and under input, wherever that is, input just here, in our action mappings, not access mappings, in our action mappings, we want to click an plus there, and we want to call this run. Now we need a key binding to assign to run, so we want that to be left shift. And then also what you can do is add another one. So if you want it, the left shift to be on a controller, it could be controller or down, D-pad button down, gamepad left stick down, or something like that. You don't have to add this, I just will, so I can play on a controller later on. So yeah. Okay, next thing we want to do is basically hook those two up. So we want run, and if we look down, we should hopefully be able to see under action mappings run. Now what we want to do is drag out the can sprint boolean and click it to set, and we want to hook these two up, and we want to turn it to true. But we don't want to always run after this. We want to be able to say we should stop running when we release the button. So to do that, we'll set the variable again, hook it up, and leave that to false. So now we've got that button all set up and ready to go. So we can close out the third person character. So now what we want to do, we want to be able to access the variable to use in the transitionary rules. And to do that, what we can do is, because we cast the third person character, what we can do is get can sprint. What we can do is promote this to a variable, and I'll call this can sprint anim to say it's a variable, an animation variable. It's in the animation blueprint, and hook that up so it works properly. Always remember to hook these up, otherwise it won't work. And now we want to do from walk to run can sprint. Just hook that up there, which this means it is true. And then going from walk to run, so going from run to walk, sorry, and enter the transition and drag and drop that in there. We want to get it, and we want to say not, implying it's not true. Put that up in there and just compile, save, play, and now we have our run animations, just like so. Nice blend spaces, just like that. Perfect. That's looking really, really nice. So I think in the next episode, what we're going to do is add the AK-47 in, or the M4A1S, depending on, you know, which gun looks better. But yeah, that's going to be the end of today's episode. I hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.